Hey guys, Alan Jimenez here, HPAgents.com. Today we're going to be talking about wholesaling real estate. What is wholesale? What is wholesaling real estate? What should you be expecting? What to do? Where to find buyers? Where to find sellers? Staying out of trouble. So we're going to cover a lot of ground. We're not going to go into super detail. This is going to give you a brief general explanation of what's happening in wholesale real estate. First off and foremost, what I like to start off with is my experience level. And that's what I always tell agents or students. Make sure you're learning from a great mentor. I'm not the only great mentor. Just make sure they're licensed. Check their experience level. If they're a flipper, like I flip properties and wholesale properties, they can easily pull out a HUD. A HUD is basically the closing statement. It's a legal document that kind of says, okay, the buyer paid this much and the seller walked away with this much. And it's easily, we have it on doc, we have it on PDF. Everybody gets it at closing. Some things that you should be taking into consideration before you pick up a mentor. Okay, so let's get this thing going. What is wholesaling real estate? Is it going to Sam's and Walmart and picking up some things dirt cheap? Kind of. Kind of, but stuff we can't pick these houses up off shelves, okay? So what we need to do, actually, wholesaling real estate basically is this. We are gonna find a property, gonna find somebody, an urgent seller, not somebody that wants to sell. Okay, that's one thing I always tell. That's one of my things I always tell people and students. Don't worry about people who want to sell. No, I'm not looking for those. I'm looking for those that need to sell. Something is happening in their lives where they urgently need to sell. And a lot of times you will find that in real estate. Many people have bought their houses, or the houses were given to them, or they bought them 15, 30 years ago for dirt cheap. And now, they need cash right now, whatever the circumstances may be. They may have taxes that are due. They may be going into foreclosure. They may have surgery that's needed. I mean, just all types of emergency type of deals where cash is king. And I know you're saying to yourself, I don't have cash. Well, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you how to get cash and how to treat hard money, and also what we call medium money, not so hard money, is like cash. We got to make it appealing. We got to make it seem like we do have the cash. Okay, so let's get started. Let's say, so wholesaling properties basically is getting the house under contract for cheap, dirt cheap, very cheap, way under market value, 50 to 60, 65, maybe 70% of market value, getting that sucker locked under contract and then wholesaling it out to another investor so they can do their fit paint and granite, whatever they want to do, other upgrades, and then they can make money. You see, so we get them dirt cheap under contract, and we simply sell the rights to that contract over to another person for X amount of dollars. No matter if you get 500, 1,000, or I made $100,000 off of one wholesale deal a while back. You can make a lot of money in wholesaling. Just depends on how good you are, how much work you put in, and you don't give up attitude, because this is hard. Just keep in mind, you only need one. You only need one about a week, seriously, to make some serious cash, because you only need one that you can make $5,000, $2,000 or $3,000 real quick. And so if you want to keep on, you get your system going, you get one area locked down, and you move on to another. So let's move on. So I'm just rambling on here. Let's see here. So what is wholesale real estate? I think we talked about that. Getting a piece of property, and then getting it under contract and selling the rights to that contract to another investor or another builder or even an end user. If you market that area, you have a buyer list, or you work with realtors, they have buyer lists. Say, hey, I got this guy under contract in the Heights, 2 3 bedroom. Do you have anybody? And realtors most likely who've been working in that area will have a list of buyers that are ready to go. So what are some of the legal restrictions of wholesaling real estate? Because you can get in trouble. You can definitely get in trouble especially if you hold a real estate license. If you hold a real estate license, you really have to walk on eggshells here and just be straightforward in your contract. Number one, there's a form. Texas Real Estate Commission has a form, just a disclosure of real estate license. Put that sucker out there. Put your information out there. Even if you're running under a corporation, you just be straight blank. Nobody really cares. This guy who's urgently needs to sell, he urgently needs to sell, so he really doesn't really care. So this is really just protecting your back and your, so if the case he goes, hey, I didn't know he was a realtor. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Texas Real Estate Commission or whatever commission state you're in, I'm sorry, he signed this. Here goes the form. You're out of trouble. Easy as that. He just didn't know. Sometimes buyers or sellers will sign stuff so fast that they don't even know what they're not reading this stuff. You can kind of give them a glance, but they forgot. And by the time they kind of send in a complaint, they forgot. So, but you want to have this piece of paper. You want to file it away on your Google Drive. Also file it away somewhere safe for 3 to 5 years. I like to do a couple of things. So just make sure you save it somewhere. Email it to yourself. Email it to him. Make sure he has a copy of the executed documents. That's one thing I see a lot of people messing up on. They have a copy of the contract, but they never send out an executed copy to all parties. And everybody has to have an executed copy or you can get in big trouble. That's another loophole. So we'll talk about loopholes in another lesson. Contracts and addendums. Make sure, when you're writing these contracts, and addendums are just other, like I mentioned, another form that go along with the contract, the sales contract. Make sure you have all your addendums all done. And like, for instance, if you have a real estate license, and this only goes into realtors, okay? I mean, a lot of realtors are interested in wholesaling properties because it offers them another way to make money other than buying and selling real estate. I mean, helping buyers and sellers, because it can get slow in real estate sometimes. And you have to have these different avenues of making money, you cannot just depend on buyers and sellers. That's a whole nother course there. Anyways, let's go. Okay, so addendums, make sure you get everything signed that you need to get signed. Check with your real estate commission of your state if you're a realtor. If you are just a wholesaler, you make sure you have make sure you have everything signed. Make sure that you give full disclosure. Make sure you put about 2 or 3 different loopholes, and that's another thing that we talk about in the loophole system is in the loophole contract class is writing correct loopholes in the contract so that you can get out of that contract even after your option period. We're going to write things in our behalf so we can back out because we are protecting us. Protecting us. In this case, we're wholesalers, so we are the buyer. We're protecting ourselves, So you have to have these ways to get out of the contract and get your money back because you don't want to appear in court. You don't want to get sued, and you can definitely get sued in real estate if you have a contract and you didn't close on it. And there's just a variety of things you can get in trouble. So that's another class, staying out of trouble in wholesaling. We're going to talk about, and we just talked about, can I get in trouble? Yes, you can get into trouble. You can definitely get in trouble, but I don't want to put scares in you. I want to do is educate you. I want to educate you so you can stay out of trouble. And one of those ways is loopholes. Writing loopholes correctly in the contract that protect your benefit and are plain black and white and are executed by the buyer and seller. And that's pretty much it. Where do I find these sellers? So that's the whole key question. A lot of people always say, okay, well, I'm interested in buying, getting into wholesale real estate. Where do I find these urgent sellers? So there's a variety of ways. And one of the ways that there's you can go to the public docs, you can go to your county and find out legal records. There's all types of different ways. And one way that you can also do that you've probably seen 1,000 times and got upset when you seen it. Yeah, think about it. It is the little bandit signs. And I'm putting full disclosure out there. It's not legal. That hence the word bandit. And I do not, I legally have to say I cannot tell you to do that. But that's where people find a lot of sellers that are need to sell. So we're going to talk about using bandit signs and how to use it and how to plan it and how to find the right people to put them up, because you can put them up yourself, and that takes a lot of time. If you just find somebody with a couple of good tools that you need to make it fast and quick, then we can get this thing done. Those signs will be there for a while. We plan your marketing attack in your area. then you can definitely get a few buyers and sellers. And we talk about prints and marketing because it is marketing, how to print your signs up, how to get the most ROI, return on your investment, because those signs will cost you, depending on how many you make, $200 to $300 and $200 to put them out, and they only last about, I would say, about a week to a month if you're really good. You get you a good person to put these signs up, and yeah, they can stay for a while if you use these techniques, little secret techniques that I have in the wholesale class, a little bit more detailed. And where do I find these buyers? Okay, so finding buyers is pretty simple, really simple, when you have that good deal. When you have a good deal and it's cheap, then what you need to do is you need to market that property out to people that work that area, realtors, brokers, investors, just the end consumer, the end buyer in that area, talking with people in that neighborhood. There's a variety of ways you could do that. Mass emails, mass texts, and we talk about that more in our other program, our other class, more detailed wholesaling. But what I like to do is when you get a property under contract that's such a good deal, just call a couple of realtors that work that area. Usually they have a list and you can sell them pretty quickly. And yeah, so you battle each other and you set it up to get the most ROI, of course, because you want to make as much money as possible. That's what you're in the market for doing. You're not in here to help somebody. You're here to make money. And staying organized, just planning out your attack in wholesaling real estate is very important because you kind of run over your own feet. You can also mess up your name. When you get yourself a good name in as a wholesaler, realtors will be coming to you. Your word will be like wildfire because you have good deals, and they want to earn a commission. The realtors want to earn a commission, so they're like, "Hey, man, he's doing it. He found a couple of good deals. You can bump it up, 5, 10, 20,000. You don't have to do a percentage. You can just bump it up to whatever amount you want, the max you can get, and you keep on bumping in negotiation skills. And it's one other thing we talk about in the detailed wholesale course. It's negotiations, and we have to negotiate because you are negotiating money on your behalf. Marketing plan of attack. That's one thing I just covered. Marketing plan of attack. Just when you're running your signs, for instance, I like to work with you directly or show you a couple of little tricks that gives you maximum ROI because those signs need to be out there for a while. We don't want them picked up easily. We don't want them picked up by bad neighbors. You have to be able to put them in a place where they're safe. And working with realtors, as I mentioned, realtors are the people that kind of help you sell these houses. They want to earn a commission. A couple of things you need to do when you're working with realtors is that you have to let them know, add your commission bump to the sales price. Whatever you want. If it's house is 100,000, you want 3%, add a 3, add 103,000. So that doesn't come out of your pocket. You see, he sold it to his customer. Make sure you can actually tell, make sure you have your buyer's representation agreement in order, because I refuse to make your commission if you want to. This is just I have the right not to pay you a commission. And that's one thing a lot of sellers don't know. I have a right to. I don't want to pay it. So they will have to go back to the buyer and say, hey, well, you signed the buyer's representation agreement and you're responsible for 3% if the seller doesn't want to pay. So this is just one other avenue of making more money and keeping more money in your pocket. But you have to work with realtors and, just work with them because these are the guys that are going to be helping you. We talked about signs, and we're going to be talking about signs in more detail in our wholesale class about maximum ROI, what gets people's attention, strategizing and banking, not just putting signs out. It's ridiculous, and then we talk about email blasts and text blasts and creating your CRM, staying a little bit organized because we have to, when you get an investor and they call you, don't just hang up the phone, put that guy in your CRM. For those that don't know CRM, take my CRM class, client relation management tool. And you're saying, well, I don't need that, Alan. I'm just don't. No, you do need it. And make sure it has a mobile app as well. Because we need to synchronize in between our contact database, our phone, and our CRM. We need to make sure that we trap that information when a buyer calls, we lock them in. Ali called about this property. Then Ali is looking for that type of property. Don't just throw it away. Keep it and call him. Follow up. Be hungry. This is what makes money. This is how you make money. Don't just, okay, oh, the property, oh yeah, it's 123 Main Street, it's 105,000. Oh, okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. No, you have them on the phone. Oh, Ali, what are you looking for, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? Can you share with me? Oh, yeah, of course. I'm looking for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, pretty good deal, 70, 80% of market value, fix and flip. And I have cash, do you have cash, or are you looking for a loan? Okay, no, I have cash. So all these things you need to put in that database, and you feed that database, because this guy is a potential direct client. Oh my God, I can't believe that. I get hysterical over that. I'm sorry, I'm passionate about it. And that's pretty much it for my class today. I hope you guys learned a lot. I'm here at HPAgents.com. If you need anything further, don't hesitate to reach out. I want you guys to be successful, but you guys need to get educated so you stay out of trouble, you make money, and you keep on doing it. There's nothing different between me and you. In fact, you're probably a leg up on me. I come from the gutter. I come from the worst neighborhoods. I don't have a father. I've been into trouble when I was young, about 25 years ago. And I changed my life about 25 years ago when I went to church. But that's a whole other story. But I'm a passionate real estate broker that just very motivated. I can get you motivated. And that's what I'm here to do. Check us out, HPAgents.com. If you take our class, you don't like it, get your money back, no problem. I'm not here to rip people off. I'm here to help you for the long run. I want to be here for you for lifetime, not just one class. I want you to get on board. I want you to, once you get started, I want you to get on that mentorship program. I want you to ride that horse until you make that $200,000 or $300,000. It's nothing different to me. You can do it. I didn't come from nothing. You can do it, sir. Or ma'am. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.
And guys, make sure to follow me. Hit that notification bell so you can get free training, free tips every single week, sometimes daily. Subscribe, follow me.